Mecha Break is a game that a lot of people have been looking forward to, but there are some people who are really triggered by the content the developers created. So just a few months ago when the first open beta was going on, it was actually happening when Concord was surviving for the 2 weeks it was actually on the market, and people were comparing the character design, saying Mecha Break is an example of developers who are actually trying to give gamers what they want. And then in the case of Concord, this is what happens when you are making content for the modern audience, aka sensitive snowflakes on social media. And even then, the game did pretty good. And the latest open beta is doing phenomenally when it comes to player counts because its release day hit 317,000 concurrent players, which was really great. Now, I do want to preface this with saying it's not doing so well when it's come to the reviews, okay? Because boy, oh boy, are they looking pretty bad. It is sitting at an overall mostly negative with nearly 5,000. And part of that are the servers. They are super unstable. The developers were not expecting it to actually have this many people trying to get in at once. And they already issued a statement saying, as our open beta went live earlier, we were overwhelmed by your enthusiasm, witnessing over 300,000 concurrent players within hours. This posed a challenge to our server capacity and resulted in negative reviews from players. We apologize for any inconvenience and have addressed the server issues. To compensate for your time, they are issuing ultimate maintenance boxes in 3 batches, 5 per batch, delivered via in-game email. So they are trying to listen to players, take our feedback into consideration, and they are trying to fix the servers, but it did result in a lot of negative reviews very quickly because people were upset that they couldn't get into the online demo. But there are also some individuals who are furious, not because it was rough around the edges technically, not because, I don't know, they felt that there wasn't enough compensation being given, but because there are boob and butt sliders. I think that this is so funny because as a woman myself, I love to see sexy, attractive, confident, feminine women in my video games, and I also love to see very hunky, masculine men in my games, and I think that it is perfectly fine to highlight beauty in our entertainment. But there are some people out there who think that, oh, this is disgusting because they're objectifying women, because how dare they put attractive characters into a video game. And months ago, when the first open beta was happening, there were some people who were furious over the fact that there happened to be sexualized characters, and it seems that they have not given up on their attacks. The character creator, you can pick how big, how perky, and how far apart your boobs are, how big, how perky, and how far apart your butt cheeks are. There's a separate slider for thigh thickness and width. The combat, press L mouse button to shoot, press R mouse button to melee dash. There is a weird pause between every input. There's absolutely two illusion about what this game wants. I think they mean no illusion about what this game wants to be and who its target audience is. If you like boobarellas, then this is your game. If you like mecha combat, I'd suggest something else. They are very upset over the fact that there is a boob and a butt slider. Here's another one. Obnoxiously sexualized, you're forced to watch an animation of your character's chest wobbling after every death. Now, obviously, beauty is important in video games to me. It is not everything, though. If the combat in something sucks, beautiful characters are not going to keep people around. It's like what is happening right now with the First Descendant. I played First Descendant. I personally enjoyed it. I've gone back to it several times, but they haven't given us enough new characters or maps or weapons or content to keep people interested, and those characters are absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Now, sure, I think that it is great that they added attractive characters, but it does not save an experience when they are not giving us enough new content in terms of, again, the combat and areas and weapons and things like that. And maybe that will be the case here. Maybe Mecha Break will come out and a lot of people will give up on it very quickly because they enjoyed their time with the boob and the butt sliders, and maybe it will fall off. But I do think that it is hilarious that so many people are getting so upset over there being breasts on characters and butts on characters. I mean, imagine writing a whole review because you're this furious over developers allowing you to make your character look like a female. I would rather have dramatized sliders like this versus something like Avowed where you can't choose your character's height. You can't choose how dense their muscles are. You can't choose what size their breasts are or what size their butt is. I would rather have more customization options than less. And well, this has infuriated some people. So over the next few days, it will be interesting to see what happens with Mecha Break, if this goes any better for them, because again, it is getting pretty negatively reviewed because of some server issues. Also, some people being very triggered over the attractiveness level of these characters. But I mean, there are a lot of people playing it, which is still really good for this studio. But that's all that I really had to discuss. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.